This Friday, we're getting the first ever historical drop from NFL All Day. It features Brett Favre and introduces 7 new sets to the project. In this video, we'll zoom in and I'll break down the drop, show you the moments, and give you a look at my organized spreadsheet of the sets. And at the end of the video, I'll give you my final takes, tell you what I'm looking to buy, and go over some big questions that I have before I really start to develop a strategy on this historical stuff. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Eric. I have been a collector starting with NBA Top Shot and have done thousands of transactions over the past year. We're taking what we learned over there and applying it to where I'm a huge fan, the NFL and NFL All Day. We're gonna zoom right in here and get straight to it today. But if you get any value out of this video, I would love it for you to hit subscribe and join this amazing community of almost 3,000 subscribers on the channel. I have links to all my other social medias as well as free access to the cheat sheet that I'm about to show you down in the description of the video below. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know what your favorite sets of this historical drop are. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so there was a lot of information going on with the historical drop, a lot of information that we do know, and a lot of stuff that we actually don't know. Also, I'll talk about that later in the video, but here are the sets that they're introducing with the historical drop. We have 7 new sets. They are called Against the Clock, Gridiron, High Wire, Opening Acts, Rivalries, Rookies, and Setting the Bar. Now, some of these have all 3 different types of moments: legendary, rare, and common. Some of them have only common. Everything is broken down here on my spreadsheet. I'll show you where you can see the actual moments in just a second here, but I want to go line by line. Against the Clock, there's going to be 1 legendary dropping in this drop. It's out of 60. It's the Brett Favre. There's going to be 1 rare out of 600. It's Clayton. And there's going to be 3 commons out of 6,000. Gridiron is only going to be commons in this particular drop. 16 of them at 9,000 each. High Wire, there's going to be rares only in this drop. 5 of them at 777 each. Opening Acts, commons only, 5 of them dropping at 4,000. Rivalries, 1 legendary at 70, 3 rares at 700, and 4 commons at 7,000. Rookies, 2 legendaries at 99, and that's it for rookies. And then Setting the Bar, there's only rares, 7 of them being dropped at 1,000 minted each. For a total of 4 legendaries, 16 rares, and 28 commons. That is 48 new moments, 49 if you include this ultimate Brett Favre 1 out of 10 down here. Again, I'm linking this spreadsheet down in the description of the video here if you want to take a look at it in more detail. If you click in on it, I have all of the players listed on the sheet. So that hopefully is helpful for you going into this drop. Now, here is the fun part. This is where you can see every single one of those 48 moments that I have just spoken about in that spreadsheet. What I did here is I went to evaluate market. I looked up the historical series and then the sets. I segmented them out into each of 7 sets. As you can see, I have 7 tabs open here. I am not going to go through all of these moments and waste your time, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll through them real quick. As you can see, this is kind of where I took my data from on the spreadsheet. There's a legendary right here, and then there's a rare right here, and then 3 commons. So that's how I did the breakdown on the spreadsheet that we went over. I'll just highlight a couple of each. This Brett Favre legendary is pretty cool. But at the end of the video, I'm really going to talk about what my top 5 moments are, the ones that I'm looking at buying, and how I'm planning on strategizing this set. So make sure to stick around for that. Here is the Gridiron set. Scroll down and you see all commons in that one. Here is High Wire. This is all rares so far. Opening Acts, you have all commons so far. This is the 1 out of 4,000, so a little bit lower mint count on these. Rivalries, you have a mixed bag. We have a legendary, you have a few rares, and then we also have 4 commons in this one. Rookie Revelation, we are looking at 2 legendaries. I need to change up that spreadsheet and add rookie revelation on there. My bad. I'll change that to rookie revelation. I think I just had rookie. I was going through it pretty quickly yesterday. And then lastly, setting the bar is a bunch of rares, as you can see right here. Now let's touch on the drop details before I go into my final analysis, because I have some interesting thoughts on how I'm going to attack this strategy for this historical drop, and a lot of stuff that I've learned from NBA Top Shot that I think I'm going to put into place going into this historical drop and this offseason for the NFL. This drop is on Friday, April 22nd, 2 p.m. Eastern time. That is for me, 11 a.m. Pacific time. The first ever Ultimate tier will be released. It is a game melt of Brett Favre's iconic performance against the Raiders after his father passed. $84 per pack. So this is right in between the standard and premium packs that we're used to seeing. I think it's a pretty good price point. I'm definitely going to be lining up for this one. 4 moments per pack. You could get all 4 commons, or you can get a rare and a legendary in there if you're lucky. But most people will be getting all 4 commons. So if you're not willing to roll the dice on that, you can always take the strategy of waiting to hit the marketplace afterwards, which if you're collecting commons is probably the best way to go. If you want rares or legendaries, or you want to buy that lottery ticket, then getting the pack is usually the only way to do that. There's a whole blurb here, and I won't read it to you now, but like I said, this drop is all kind of centered around the Brett Favre theme. It says right here that some are former teammates or rivals, others are fellow MVPs or Mississippi-born players. So that's kind of a cool theme. We plan on kind of seeing that into the future with the historical set. And again, that's something that is one of my biggest questions that I'm going to touch on in just a second here. The historical set and the way that they've cultivated it. It's exciting to think that later on in the future, we will have other players be the focus of this historical set and the themes kind of built around them. But again, it leaves a lot of question of what that's actually going to look like. In this one, we have Brian Urlacher, Reggie White, Chris Carter, Marvin Harrison, Terrell Davis, Steve McNair, Thurman Thomas, Randall Cunningham, and Derek Brooks as a couple of the highlights right here. Okay, so to cap it off, I'm definitely excited about this set, and I'm definitely going to be lining up for my chance at a rare or a legendary for that $84 price point. Most of my collection is rare moments, and if I was only a common collector, then I may think about sitting this one out for 84 bucks. I think the prices are actually going to settle a little bit lower than most people think on these, and here's why. We're still pretty early in NFL all day. There are more moments to come out and more drops to happen over the summer before the football season. And these historical moments are looked at more as collectibles as opposed to something that you can use in a fantasy or daily fantasy style challenge or gamified way on the platform. One of the biggest questions that I have about this historical set is that it is listed, as you saw on Evaluate Market, as its own series. So Series 1 was one of the options. Historical was one of the options. So I'm really curious to see how that continues on into the future. If they segment it between Historical Series 1, Historical Series 2, or if they blend it from Historical Series 1 into Historical Series 2 and make it a running set. This is one of the things that keeps me away from buying sets in NFL all day right now, is because you don't know exactly what the set is going to end up looking like. And I don't typically go in, learned from NBA Top Shot, Cool Cat specifically, I don't typically go in on buying sets that I don't know how they're going to end up rounding out or how many are going to end up being completed. For me, Cool Cats was a learning lesson just because it was an endless money pit that I kept on pouring more and more money into. By the end, it got really expensive, and it wasn't even really stuff that I wanted to hold as a collector long term. So for me, I definitely do some collecting and strategizing for gamified ways, flash challenges, daily fantasy, all that kind of good stuff. But a majority of my collection, especially the long-term hold stuff, is as a collector, stuff that I think is going to hold value in the long term. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments section below. Let me know if you have a different strategy. Let me know if you agree. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Now, to cap off the video, I thought it would be fun to give you the 5 moments that I'm going to be looking at the most and wanting to add to my collection in this historical drop, because there's definitely some amazing ones that I'm really excited about. I'm going to go over these really quickly, but the first one here is the Marvin Harrison High Wire Rare. This one is out of 777. It's just a sweet touchdown catch from Peyton Manning against the Patriots. That one is pretty awesome. It's from November 5th, 2006. You see the nice toe drag right there. Like I said, most of my collection is rares, but I also have commons and some legendaries in there as well. I actually don't have any legendary NFL All Days right now, but in Top Shot, I have a nice handful of them mixed in with mostly rares and commons. So I'm going to plan on doing the same thing in All Day. Also, Marvin Harrison is my first one. Let me know down in the comments as well who you are looking at, if you agree on these, or if there's other things that are on your list. The next one on my list is Reggie White. This one is from September 29th, 1985. So one of the oldest ones. There are only 4,000 of them being minted in this common. So it's a fairly low minted common set. That's an awesome moment right there. I think this is one of the earliest. I think the only other one that I saw earlier than this in terms of the date was from 1984. So 1985 Reggie White, common out of 4,000, is the second out of 5 that I'm definitely going to be looking to add to my collection. The third is this Brian Urlacher interception right on the goal line against the Vikings. Such a clutch play. Culpepper is right there. All he has to do is maybe beat him, and then he's pick six in, but he's a linebacker, so we'll give him some credit. That's a nice one to have. This one's from December 5th, 2004, at home in Chicago. There's 7,000 minted on this one. Love the camera angles. All Day does such a great job with these moments, even showing that celebration and spike right there from Urlacher. The last two are going to be from this Setting the Bar set. First one being this Brett Favre right here from November 4th, 2007 against the Chiefs. Just a dime dropped to Greg Jennings, falling back as he throws. This one's out of 1,000. I really like this Setting the Bar set. This may be a set that I would be looking at going after if there was some more certainty on how many would be released. But because of that, I'm just going to be collecting moments that I love right now. This one's out of 1,000. Again, Brett Favre to Greg Jennings. Number 5 is this Matt Hasselbeck from December 24th, 2005. Again, Setting the Bar set on this one, minted out of 1,000. And a nice touchdown pass right there. And as an honorable mention, why not? Let's just take a look at this Reggie White rare moment right here. This is a strip sack from September 13th, 1987. Another old one, strip sack. Takes it to the house. He just looks like a running back right there. He got the speed. He slows down at the end, towing a lot of weight. All right. I'm changing this one from honorable mention to one that I definitely want to put on my list. Out of 1,000, Reggie White strip sack from the Setting the Bar set, September 13th, 1987. And there you go. Drop down in the comment section below what you're looking at picking up and adding to your set. There you have it, everybody. That wraps everything up. Those were my top 5 or 6 that I'm looking to add to the set. Again, at this point in the game, I'm just looking to add stuff that I love to my collection, stuff that I think is going to hold long-term value, especially in the historical set that's not going to be able to be used for daily fantasy or stuff like that. Let me know down in the comment section below what you're looking at going after, what you thought of the video. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting like. Thank you for your comments. Good luck on the drop this Friday. And again, if you want to take a look at that spreadsheet, it's in the description of the video below, along with my other social medias. Give me a follow there too. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.